to another NovaPans Handpans tutorial video. Today we're going to be covering part 3 of Marcel Hutter's NovaPans Handpans piece. If you haven't already checked, you should check the first 2 parts. It's a very technically savvy piece, but it's an exciting one to learn. So I'd be lying if I was to say that actually it would be getting easier, but actually if you've been able to do the first 2 parts and get those technical rudiments sorted, then you should be able to do this third part. I think the third part is actually the more memorable part of the piece actually. It goes something like I think I'll stop the third part there, and the part he does after there, we'll consider that a bridge into the fourth part, which we'll cover either in this lesson or later. So, breaking that down, he's using a new rhythm I don't think was covered before. If you think about it, before we were doing... That's the first part, right? And then the second part was... So even the first 2 parts have their own rhythms, and now the third part again has its own rhythm, and it's doing no. And what is he doing? Well, he's playing semiquavers, which are quarter beat notes again, with some ties, with some syncopation. So basically some of those half beats are being held longer than usual. They're being combined with the following notes. Like that second one there is... It's actually really exciting what he's doing, because from a sheet music point of view, but also the performing point of view, because it's very syncopated, which means offbeat, which makes it feel like it's... That's what makes it feel so exciting. So that rhythm, you just need to learn that rhythm first, is if you're counting crotchets, which are 1 beat notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, he's going... I can't click that fast, but 4 quarter beat notes for every beat. And that's all you have to get first. So if you're struggling, after I teach you this, just practice with a click and be practicing semiquavers like chick, 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 tick, tick, tick. The whole way through, your hand is going da 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 da. This is a signature signature section or part of Marcel Hutter's piece. So if you can play this, you can then play. Okay, so just practice first your semiquavers. And the first 3 notes are a little longer than the second, and that comes immediately after you wait. And then that's the slap right here, or you can slap here. And then it goes back again. And that's actually a quarter beat as well. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. That's a half beat. Da-da-dum, da-dum, da-da-dum. So the first time, you got a quarter beat, half beat, quarter beat, and then the following two are quarter beats. You just go back down the way you came. 2, 5, 7, slap. 2, 5, 7, slap. 2, 5, 7, slap. Second section of this is 3, 5, 7, slap, and down again. 3, 5, 7, slap, 7, 3. Sorry, 5. 3, 5, 7, slap, 7, 5. Right? Third section is 4 and 6. And you're actually doing semiquavers again, quarter beat notes, but some of them are ghosted. You're just going. You just do one set of quarter beat notes, and then slap again on the next beat. And then for that fourth section, he comes over and he goes. He's actually muting the notes. In fact, this is a technique we've not covered in any of our videos, but he plays and he mutes immediately after. Now, doing that by itself is one thing, but being able to do that to a rhythm is next level, and I can't do it, but he's going something like. Sorry. You see? And all you have to do is he's muting the offbeat. It's not the boom which gets muted at C. Da, 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 da. So the way you do that is when you play the offbeat, I see what he's doing. Okay, actually, he plays the notes with the left hand and then mutes with his right hand. But that would mean, because you have to be able to play the all four quarter beats, right? If you've got a mute as well, it means you have to mute between those, which would mean muting in the semiquaver or the eighth notes. Which is very difficult to do, but instead a workaround is what I do, a variation in interpretation, is you just, with the left hand, when you play those half beat notes, quarter beat notes, sorry, on the off beat, you just hold down your left hand slightly longer than usual. It's the kind of thing a new handpan player might do anyway, you know, when they first play the handpan and they don't release their finger quick enough and you get that muted sound. Well, this is the case where you might want to consider not releasing so soon, and you'll get that muted sound which Marcel is actually getting. Works for me. And that's it. Let's write that down, because a lot of people do learn from this, from sheet music. So, all right, sheet music. Draw the staves. We're still in the same time signature, which is 4/4. I will try to fit everything on this. This line 4/4, but remember you can count in 2/2, right? That 2 should be down there, but anyway. 2, 5, 7, 2, 5, which is being held. Remember, 7. Da da da. Da, da, and then slap. He's slapping over here, but he doesn't stop there at the slap, does he? He goes da 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 da. And it's a double left as well. This is where it gets a little more exciting, I suppose. Da 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 da. And then he goes back down again. Da da. 2 5 7 slap 7 5 2 7 5 2. Now, if you can master this rhythm, you'll be way ahead of a lot of handpan players. And Marcel is top of his league. Not a lot of people can incorporate these. He's incorporating all sorts of techniques, not to mention playing it all syncopated. He's sure given me a hard time trying to reverse engineer it, but I think we've managed just about. It's a great song. Thank you, Marcel. Da 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 da. Okay, let's write our hands here. Right, left, double left here. Remember that left is tied to here. That's why I'll write the double left there. And then it's a left again. Just put that slightly above so you don't get confused. Right, left, left, slap with the right. Da 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 da. And then he goes back down again. But let me try to remember which hand he uses to go down. Yeah, it's the same hand. But I just realised he doesn't play that 7 going down. He goes slap 5 2. Slap 5 2. So thank you. Slap 5. And you'll find that actually they're not all quarter beat notes. 5, and this is actually a half beat note. That's why there's a little bit longer to wait after he comes home to that note there. Alright. That's the end of the bar there. But we need the space, so work it out. Alright, so that's the first bit. Now if you can get that rhythm, left to right, if you can get that rhythm, then you can play the next part, which essentially is exactly the same except he just changes the 2 to the 3. So maybe I can just simply, for the second time, indicate with this green pen that all you have to do is play it with a 3, you know? So I'll write second time, and I think you'll get it. Second time there with a 3, okay? That's a 3 on the line, remember? If you're not familiar with this or you've forgotten, you need a refresh, just go to previous videos, simplified handpan notation. They're all free, they're all online. Those are the first 2 parts, okay? I'll just save time and space by putting them on the same bar there. So he's going, right? You probably want to practice this with a slow count. That's a 2-2 pass, okay? The reason being that I'm actually counting I'm counting every, it should be every minute. So I suppose I am counting 4/4 there. go. I'm counting the 4/4 there. 1, da, 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 assuming that there's just 2 beats in a bar. So actually, it's not, the bar doesn't finish there. The second time, but the bar, right, that's just 2 beats, da 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 da. That's just 2 beats, and the second 2 beats are this second time. So essentially that ends your that first bar, and then your second bar is you can go da 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 da, or you can just go da da. So that's 2, 4, 6, 4 and 6, 4, 6. Right, so I'll write the simplified version. Just draw that back there. So that was just to demonstrate that the bar is there. You know what would be simpler is if I wrote the whole thing again. But I'm going to save some time. I'm just going to do this so you know it's the same thing as before, but you just change over to these notes. Okay, that's what's going on there. So that's the first bar, 4 beats in a bar. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next bar is 4 and 6, dun, which would be a crotchet, which is a 1 beat note. 4, 6, dun, dun, slap, slap. Simply, that's what he does. If you wanted to, you can go with the left hand on the 2, 3, 5. You can do a semiquaver. You can do a semiquaver with the 5. That's really optional. I just put in red what else you can do here. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. You can, if you wanted, do a bit of this. But just bear in mind that these are ghosted when he does it. You know, they're quiet. Those are all quarter beat notes. Trying to be a perfectionist with my notes here. Just to make them clear. There you go. That's optional. And then the last 2 beats are the muting, which he does. So he goes. So just before that beat ends with the slap, he goes da 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 da. Need to count. Notice that my hands are always doing the semiquavers. That's why in red it's optional to do the semiquavers. In fact, there's no actual enhanced effect of doing that, but players do that to keep their timing. That might help you. You know, it may look like that they're ghosting, but not ghosting, tying these notes, but actually underneath there's always some kind of ghost happening. Something like, you see that? If I was to play the ghosts I'm playing loudly. You see? That's why the art of ghosting actually makes music sound so much more interesting, because all of a sudden okay? So what he's doing here, this is the challenging bit, is he's doing 4 and 6 for sure, but these are coming in as quarter beat notes. You see that's a dotted quaver, dotted half beat, which makes it, remember, if you put a dot next to a note, you plus half of what its value is already onto that value. So if it was a half beat before, we know because it's only got one flick, one tail, we know it's a half beat. With a dot, we know you've got a plus a quarter. So we know in total that's a 3/4 beat length note. And here it's got 2 flicks or 2 tails, so it's actually a quarter beat. So that rhythm is, if the pulse is thick, yeah, this is da, 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 okay? Or if you wanted to subdivide and count those quarter beats, it would be something like da, 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 da. So, plenty going on. Da, cha, da, cha, 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 cha. And this is where he does the, this is where he does the dampening or the muting. Da, da, cha. Yeah, okay. How are we going to do this with the muting? Muting. There's a special way of doing this with some instruments. We can consider it staccato. I mean, it's not really staccato, it's more because we're actually muting the notes. But it's a similar effect, because a staccato is when you make a note short, pointy. Finishes almost as soon as it starts. So the way you do that is we write the notes, right? But underneath the notes, you have a little dot. That just means sharp, pointy. Staccato is the Italian word. Traditional sheet music uses all sorts of European languages. Sometimes you'll see French for the kind of the mood you're supposed to play in, and then for expressions, Italian, sometimes German. So don't be surprised by that. Da, 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 da. What happens there is he plays da, da, da. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. So these are all semiquavers, right? These are tied, of course. He does 2 staccatos, they come in like that. They're tied in the middle, right, which means you actually hold those. In fact, better way of writing that is, at least here you can see what they're made up of, what they subdivide into. But a better way of writing that is to write them simply as a half beat, which would be something like that. Is that how you do it? It's been a while. I think it's like that. Let me make that cleaner for everyone. It's essentially quarter beat followed by a half beat followed by a quarter beat. And the way that's written is they're all at least half, so they all have at least one stem, but of course the first one and the second one have a second stem. So that's how you do it. The dots are underneath, which makes them staccato. The dots on the right means it's added half the length. So that's the rhythm there. Are those staccatos clear enough? There you go. So he's going dun, da, 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 da. What happens after that? There's one more beat. You hear those three notes? And I think what it is he's going chord back to 4. Yeah. Right after, there's literally no break. Da da da. It's going chord to 4 to the slap again. First two are semiquavers, second one is just a quaver, first two are quarter beat note, second one is a half beat, and that's it. Right, 2 bars. I mean, 2 bars considerably are more like bridge pieces, bridge sections. But we're going to cover also what he does after. It's not really a bridge because those 2 bars go into the next 2 bars, something like, what we just learnt is that the 4th time, so just remember that when he gets here the 4th time, or is it the 2nd time? Yeah, he definitely plays it 4 times, so it's definitely not a bridge. The 4th time, remember to play 4 and 6, 4 and 6 together. I'll write that in and he only plays that for I'll rewrite this here. He only plays that chord for a crotchet, a 1-beat note, because remember it's with a double hand, 4 and 6 again. It's still 4 and 6. 4 and 6, yeah. Right on the top. Right, he's actually doing right on both, isn't he? He's doing the stretch, remember, index, or it's up to you, ring, and middle down there. But for emphasis, just as mentioned in the first part of this, he does left. That should be a plus, really. And notice that this is actually, I'm going to write 3 because this is beat 3, okay, just to not get confused. And I'll write 4th time. Right. Dum, dum, da 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 da. He does that dum. And how long is that little linkage he does? Dun, 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 dun. I think he does a whole bar of that. So actually, if you like, this can be just the remaining 2 beats of the bar. You finish this section, this whole section, and then he does the this is where he then does the scale. You all know the scale, but he does something little different than usual. He does a, there is a word for it. I don't know, I can't remember it. But he goes back and forth between the notes. He doesn't go, he goes semiquavers there. Da, 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 da. Oh, he's doing threes, he must do. You can almost fluke it, you can almost do whatever you like here. But if we really wanted to break it down, it might be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I think he only uses the first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, up to you what you want to do there, but what I might do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I'm not even sure he goes up that high. Yes, so let's just say you can do a back and forth scale as you like. I'm going to write it in red because it is a complete complete variation interpretation. But you've got all the way up the scale, E, not E, but the third note, 4, 5, and I think it goes up to 6. Now, you're going to have to try to cover this in 1, 2, 3, 4, a whole bar. So what you might like to do is I know that for each bar, each beat, he's landing on this, 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 this. So whatever you're doing, in semiquavers of course, like this, just, oh, there you go, just make sure you're landing on these for that bridge. This shouldn't be a complicated part, this is just a little bridge. 1, 2. Sounds better actually. This is wrong. Let me change this. Yeah. He's doing 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2 and 3. Let me read back this quickly. That's why it's important to think about this a little better sometimes. It's not just playing fast. 2, 3, 2, 3. That's definitely the first time. Da 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 da. And then the second time. 2, 3, 4. He's going 4, 5, 4, 5, right? 4, 5, 4, 5. So we'll write 4, 5, 4, 5. 4, 5, 4, 5. 4, 5, 4, 5. And then it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, which would be here. Yeah, he goes down this time, possibly. And then the last set of semi-quavers. You might be doing 987, 8787, but that is up to your discretion, at your discretion, because because when you play that fast, not a lot of people are going to tell anyway. As long as you land on the next bar on what would be a 3, right? 3 is going to be here on the note. Then you'll be ready, and this will lead us into the next part, which I believe we might as well call part 4. So this is the bridge here. Right, if you can do that, then you're up to part 4 here. Yeah, and that's it. If you have any questions on that, let us know. Good luck with it. Speak to you soon.